Hey everybody, Ryan with Rental Real Estate back for another week of our rental real estate market update. Today is Friday, April 26, 2024, and this week we got 4 exciting stories for everyone. Before we jump into the stories, just want to give a quick reminder to subscribe to our monthly newsletter email. We only send it out once a month. I'm sure you get so many emails from other people that are blasting emails every week. We only send those out once a month. All the top 10 stories that's going on across all different asset types in the rental real estate industry, as well as top products, mortgage rates, all kinds of good stuff. It's only once a month, so please consider subscribing. All right, so let's jump into the stories. So the first one we got this week is CoStar is acquiring Matterport for $1.6 billion. If you don't know who CoStar is, they're basically the biggest commercial real estate data company out there. They also have one of the biggest marketplaces called LoopNet. And they are really growing overall as like a just general real estate company. They also own homes.com, which is kind of becoming a rival of Zillow. And this new acquisition of Matterport is really taking that into kind of the next level. The way I see this now, they're kind of going to be like the Google of real estate. And basically because they have so much data on other stuff like prices and sales histories and stuff like that. But now when you put together this kind of data, which they call spatial data, it kind of really gives them like the full picture of what's going on in real estate. Because this now you can, if you think of like Google Maps, basically now they can tie like imagery to it, to the numbers now as well. So I think it's a really interesting move for them to make. Another interesting thing that I saw about this is that the jump in stock price for CoStar, since they're a publicly traded company, basically paid for the acquisition. So, I just think it's a really interesting, smart move for them to make. All right, moving on to the next story, this is really interesting. It's called The Rise and Fall of the Airbnb Queen. It's not this lady here, that's what I thought, but no, that's just an ad. So anyways, it's this really interesting story. If you want to kind of get like an interesting real estate entertainment type of story, basically without kind of spoiling the story, this lady was like flipping houses, an accountant, whatnot, and then she grew a vacation rental management company to over 100 listings, was making over $1 million a year, and was doing seminars. And basically, I didn't quite get exactly what happened, but the whole thing fell apart. And it got pretty bad. Instead of maybe shutting down the business or whatever, she stopped paying employees, took out credit cards in the name of employees, like dead relatives, and then just left town, left everything, disappeared, has all these lawsuits pending. Really, really interesting story if you kind of want to read something entertaining in the real estate space. So be sure to check that out. Another story that we got, this one is in the residential space. This one's more of just a comment that I thought was interesting. It's from the Zillow CEO. And basically, I think he said this like at a recent event. And he said that Zillow is focusing on digital integration and moving down the funnel towards the transaction. So how is that relevant? Why is that interesting? Because with everything going on in the whole National Association of Realtors lawsuit and maybe, things kind of shaking up for residential real estate agents, I'm really keeping my eye on what Zillow's doing. I see them as the biggest competitor in a way to kind of step in and fill the void of what's going on there. So for the CEO to say that kind of confirms my assumption of, if I was Zillow, that would be my whole game plan, would be to watch all the chaos going on over there and then stepping in with technology and basically filling that void, capturing a ton of market share. So this comment here kind of confirms that. I think he says it like right here and also down in there as well. But if you want to, kind of see some other comments he made, you could check that out as well. All right, and then moving on to the last story I got for this week. So this one's on student housing, and basically this private equity firm KKR is acquiring a student housing portfolio from Blackstone for $1.6 billion. I don't think anybody in this video is going to be making billion-dollar transactions anytime soon, but the thing that I found interesting in it is basically they're doing it because they were citing so much demand in student housing. So I've been out of college for a while, but I guess maybe I kind of was brainwashed in a way that, you know, everything's going online with all of the classes going virtual and whatnot. But apparently not. You know, if these guys are willing to bet $1 billion on it, that there's so much demand for student housing at these top universities, there must be something there. So I thought it was an interesting story that kind of touched on a market not many people really talk about, you know, in a time like this. So let's jump into the comments for last week's video and see what we got. All right, so only one, but hey, you know, we'll take that. One is better than zero, and you know, we'll take that and run with it. So let's see. We got, so last week's comment is from MD Abdur. I'm not sure how to pronounce all that, but anyways, your video quality is good. I subscribe to your channel, watch the video. It will be much better if you SEO your videos nicely. So thank you. We appreciate that. We are gonna say thanks for the tip. All right, thank you, sir. And yeah, you know, thank you for that. You know, hopefully these videos are giving you guys some value. Not sure, you know, about the whole SEO aspect of this, but you know, if anybody has any questions about real estate or, you know, specifically rental real estate stuff, would be more than happy to answer them here, and we can do that in the next video. So leave any comments here if there's anything, and we'll get to those in the next video live, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.